check out josephevaldi.net. This is a blog that features self-help and now features discussion about cats and cat products. Check it out on your spare time. Now, the Joseph Evaldi Podcast. This is the Joseph Evaldi Podcast. And tonight, I discuss about dealing with worry and setbacks. We've all dealt with worry and setbacks at a time. For example, a setback is I started this podcast, and then as a result, I ended the podcast. So I had to do it again. That's a setback. Worry is when you call by a scam company and they basically harass you to the point where you give them your information. And they do this without you asking questions and checking and stuff like that, so you have that on your mind until you actually take care of it. That is worry. And other things. You may be worried about your taxes, you may be worried about that situation, you may be worried about a lot of many different things. How will I know about this? How will I know about that? And am I doing it right? You never know. But I discuss about worry and setbacks because they are related. What is worry? Worry is when you're constantly obsessing about a topic. And you go over and over in your head until you come to a breaking point and you break down. I was watching the Terry Saville podcast that discussed about fighting and your weaknesses, and knowing your weaknesses. Usually when things are ready to go good, and you feel that you're actually turning a leaf in your life, that's when something bad happens, or as she said, the devil will get you. Because you're being tested all the time with knowing your weaknesses. You can prepare for that and prepare for whatever battle will come. So you need to do training. And this will in turn help you with your worry. But you may ask, I have this going on. I have a lot of debt. I have this. I have that. Why am I worrying? I need to worry. Well, it's true we all worry. But worry corrupts the mind. And we need to keep our minds strong, keep our bodies strong. We need to keep focused on what our dreams are, as she said in the podcast. We need to basically be able to deal with setbacks, which I will discuss after the break. But first, worrying. How do we deal with worrying? How do we deal with knowing that everything is going on around us? We have this, we have that, we have chaos. Everything is not going our way. What do we do? Well, how do we deal with it? That's when we look back at a time in our life when stresses were really high and we achieved the victory over our situation. We didn't deal with that stress anymore. We moved on. This, in a way, is how we deal with worry. We need to look back at the victories of our lives that we had, and we deal with it, and we move on from it. Worry doesn't have to be an end-all to our situation. Worry can be a way that we ask for what our opportunity is in that situation. We could turn a negative into a positive. And in a way, to be wrestling related, that's how Diamond Dallas Page was. He turned a negative into a positive. And for many who might not know wrestling, he faced the NWO. They beat him. He didn't get discouraged. He fought back, and eventually became a champion for the WCW. And that didn't stop him, because now he's got his own business with DDP Yoga. And many might not like him because he's ego-driven and feels like doing whatever, but he's doing self-promotion. And many people may feel that self-promotion isn't good and you whatever, but in any business, you have to build your brand. You gotta self-promote yourself. But that's another topic and another day. But he could have worried about his back, but he took the opportunity to get his back together, and he excelled at it. Worrying has caused many people to die and many people to lose their minds. Only if we know how to deal with worrying, which some people do, they can deal with situations. They can deal with situations as they go along. It's like fire, aim, ready. You do the things now. Then you do what you need to do. And then you're ready for action. I will discuss more after the break.
You are probably wondering why I'm naming the title of this book, Going Broke. Well, this book is about going broke, and I will show you techniques of how to go broke. You may ask, why do I want to know how to go broke? I am already broke. I want to learn how to make money. I first want to discuss what this book is not. It won't give you statistics and data of how much people are poor and are in debt. But it will discuss why people are in debt and why I'm in debt. First part of the book will be about credit card debt. Second part of the book will be about addictions. The third part of this book will be about the mistakes of keeping up with the Joneses. Fourth, I will discuss about poor investments. If you are in debt, you can reinforce yourself of these mistakes and try to start making plans about how to get out of your situation. This book in the series will start you on that path. So good luck on your journey and learn about our story, the American story of going broke.
That was Going Broke, Learning from Financial Mistakes, written by Joseph Evaldi, narrated by Ken Aiken, and it is now available on Audible, iTunes, and you can check it out at Amazon. Back to the podcast. I'm back, but I am going to discuss a little bit about what worry is. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it is to think about problems or fears, to feel or show fear and concern because you think that something bad has happened or could happen, to make someone anxious or upset, to cause someone to worry. Now, I'm going to discuss another word that is discussed in this podcast: setbacks. Now, I'm sure we're worried about a lot, but this is another word that I'm going to discuss in this part of the podcast: setbacks. Setbacks, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, are a problem that makes progress more difficult or success less likely. Now, what is that? Setback. We worry a lot, and then it creates a setback. We relapse. We go back to our old routines, and then because of our worry, we cave in. We have a setback. So now we got to do whatever we were doing before and try to do it again. Setbacks. Setbacks are hard in life. We've all had it. Maybe we were making a lot of money and then we took a job that made us less. And we were at the job for about 5 years. That's a setback. Maybe we were ready to make a move and do something with our lives, and then all of a sudden, something happens. You're told by your job, oh, we don't have the hours for you. You better start looking for another job when you're at that job. That is a setback. That's things that hurt. And you can either get frustrated about it, or you could do something about it. You could get motivated, you could get inspired. You might not have anything done yet, but you build towards something. You work towards something. As was said in a book that I was reading by David Bach, life is not a sprint, It's a marathon. You don't